So what would happen if four friends from Best Buy decided to create the greatest podcast in the world? You would get Underground Nerd Nation, of course. We mainly talk about topics related to nerd culture and pop culture, but you never know where our conversations may take us. Like the time we got in a debate over grading scales. You're bound to have a good time with Underground Nerd Nation, so come join the Underground. We got beer and pizza down here.
Hello and welcome to another special episode of I Watched This as an Adult Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Mikkel Ford. I do not have a movie to review. I am here with mostly theories about the future of the Avengers franchise. We're going to talk about the future of the Avengers franchise. We're going to talk about who I think in the MCU could be the new Avengers, and so on and so forth. But before I do that, Will Smith is back in the news again. Will Smith made a apology video. Luckily, it wasn't long as shit. So, because me personally, I didn't watch the apology video. I saw everybody talking about it. I didn't actually watch it until like today. So that's when I watched it. I didn't watch the video because I'm kind of over the slap. You know, I'm kind of over the slap. I was over the slap like 24 hours after it happened. You know, I was listening to people talk about it. I talked about it on my podcast. You know, and I was done with it. I wiped my hands with it. You know, that's between them. You know, that is really between all the parties involved. Will Smith, Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett Smith. You know, that's between all of them. Lupita Nyong'o is in the background. So I still love her reaction, though. Her reaction is priceless. I love Lupita Nyong'o's reaction, you know? I just love her reaction. It's kind of cute. It's just kind of adorable. You know, like, she has a very, like, Betty Boop reaction to the slap. You know, like, she will be remembered for that until the end of time, I think. You know, great actress, another Academy Award-winning actress, you know, a beautiful woman, you know, but she will be remembered for that Betty Boop reaction she has to the slap. You know? she makes that whole clip pop, I think. But anyway, like I said, I really stopped caring about the slap. I was like, but people won't let this shit die. They won't let it die. I ain't never seen somebody get this much press for like 5 months. Usually you got to be on trial. You know, usually you got to be on trial to get this much press. You know, I've never seen a celebrity do something and like people spend this much time on it. Like 5 months. This happened in March. We're going into August. You know, it's August. And it's August. And we're still talking about this goddamn slap. We're still talking about Will Smith. I don't know if that's just the longevity of his star power, you know, or like people just like drama that much that we're gonna spend 5 months talking about a goddamn slap. But 5 months later, the man apologized. You know, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. He apologized. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I already stated my case about what I thought about the slap. I forgot which episode that was at this moment. Hey, listen to all the episodes to find out where I talked about the slap. It's gonna be sometime in March. I know that, but or maybe even because I think this happened like late March, so maybe an April episode I talked about this. But I don't really care, but everybody's talking about it, so I'm just like, I guess I gotta talk about it, so who am I? I'm not too good for cheap publicity, I'm not too good to talk about a cheap story, but anyway, but anyway, man, the man apologized. He apologized to everybody involved. He apologized to Chris Rock. He apologized to Chris Rock's mother. He apologized to Tony Rock. He said that he and Tony Rock were actually good friends, which is true because he actually got Tony Rock a job. Tony Rock was actually on a sitcom that Will Smith produced called All of Us. It had Dwayne Martin, Tisha Campbell's ex-husband, and Lisa Ray on the show. Lisa Ray was on that show also. Lisa Ray Diamond from the Players Club, if you know her. Just like he really does know Tony Rock. Like, I didn't know they were that good of friends. I thought he just got Tony a job, but like it seems like they were homies. And he was talking about he doesn't know if they could ever be friends again after what he did to his brother, so, and he just hopes. He was like talking about he just hopes that Chris and Tony come around, and they could be cool again. But I don't know. That may never happen. That may never happen. But yeah, man, Will Smith didn't do anything wrong to me. He really didn't. He really didn't do anything wrong to me. It happened. I'm not offended. It didn't happen to me, so I'm not the one that got up there and slapped somebody. I'm not the one that got slapped. I think he should have apologized to Questlove too, though. I think he really should have apologized to Questlove. He kinda apologized to him, but not really, because he was talking about, I think he did apologize. I'm not really sure. I don't really remember the whole goddamn video. I'm not looking into it that hard. But yeah. But that's it, man. I'm not gonna deep dive into this goddamn whole thing. I was just talking about him apologizing. And maybe now we can let this man move on with his career and we can move on with our fucking lives. Okay? Now, let's talk about what I really came here to talk about. Comic-Con 2022 was last weekend was Comic-Con 2022. I put up a episode breaking down what I thought about the MCU panel of Comic-Con. You can go check that video out if you want to. I'm not putting a gun to your head. Excuse me, that's some good water. I'm not putting a gun to your head to go watch it. If you want to watch it, you can go watch it. But anyway, yeah. Phase 6 was announced at Comic-Con. Phase 5 and Phase 6 was actually announced at Comic-Con. And Phase 6 announced that there will be two new Avengers movies. We're going to get Avengers Kang Dynasty, and we're going to get Avengers Secret Wars. The Avengers Kang Dynasty movie already has a director. Let me get his name right. Destin Daniel Cretton. That is his name. He was the director of ShangChi. Because I'm saying that because I got his name wrong on a TikTok that I did. Go follow me on TikTok. I watched this as an adult too, by the way. Go follow me over there. I got his name wrong on the TikTok. I did a TikTok about Avengers King Dynasty, and I got his name wrong. I said Daniel Destin Creighton. It's Destin Daniel Creighton. That's his name. So like he's gonna be the director of Avengers King Dynasty. I don't know if he's gonna be the director of Avengers Secret Wars, because usually usually they do back-to-back same directive, because like I don't know if they're gonna do that here, like with the Russo brothers. They directed Infinity War and Endgame. I don't know if they're gonna do that here, but I just got some questions about this, about these two Avengers movies, because with the events of Avengers Endgame, with Iron Man and Black Widow both dead, with Steve Rogers, for the most part, like he probably died of old age, like Steve Rogers is not, because Steve Rogers probably 102 years old, probably, so he's most likely dead, and Hawkeye is retired. Thor has pretty much gone back to ruling Asgard, and also gone on to be a dad. Spoiler alert for Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, he gets a kid, and he picks up a kid. So, and he's being a father to this child. So that's where Thor is right now. He's pretty much being a single dad and like ruling Asgard again. So with all of that, who will be the new Avengers? Who will be the new Avengers? Let's talk about that right now. Let's get into that, because we got a whole bunch of characters in the MCU. MCU is big, it's massive. It's about 33 movies now. I think it's about 33 movies now. So we got a lot of characters to choose from. Let's start off. Let's talk about who's still around, like who were Avengers at the end of Avengers Endgame, and the guys that are still around. First off, we got War Machine. War Machine is still around. James Rhodes, played by Don Cheadle, is one of the most loyal members of the Avengers. Like he's kind of the anchor of this team. He's like Rhodey has kind of been the anchor of this team. Like he's been reliable, he's been resourceful, he's always been there. It would be nice to see him take over the mantle of Iron Man like he did in comics, because like there is a short story arc in Iron Man in like the mid 80s, I believe it's the mid 80s. This is like around like the Demon in the Bottle storyline, where Tony Stark succumbs to alcoholism, and there is no Iron Man. So James Rhodes actually assumes the mantle of Iron Man. He assumes the identity of Iron Man for a bit, and he does that while Tony is recovering from alcoholism. I would love to see that here. I would love to see Don Cheadle become Iron Man, but with Riri Williams coming, I don't see that as a possibility. So, but I see him still being an Avenger, though. Like I said, he's an anchor of the team. Like when everybody else was gone in Infinity War, he was still there. When everybody else was on the run, he was still there. When Tony went off and did whatever he was doing with Pepper and all this stuff, he was there. James Rhodes has always been a constant in the Avengers. So I say that James Rhodes stays an Avenger. The Hulk. Let's talk about the Hulk. The Hulk has also been a staple of the Avengers. We really don't know where his story arc is going at this moment. Like he's popped up here and there. Like he's shown up like here and there after Endgame. Like he's at the end of ShangChi. We're going to see more of him in She-Hulk. So hopefully we get some answers about like where his head is at in She-Hulk. So the Hulk is like out there, you know, like he's not even a shoo-in at this point. Sam Wilson is a strong possibility to still be an Avenger. He's another long-standing member of the team. And now with him being Captain America now, like he could quite possibly be the new leader of the Avengers. You know, he could quite possibly. I'm not saying that's a definite. He could quite possibly be the new leader of the Avengers. So like I think that Sam is a shoo-in to be on this new Avengers team. We still got White Vision. White Vision is still out there as well. Got to keep an eye out for him. We don't know if Scarlet Witch. We don't know if Scarlet Witch is dead or alive after what she did in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. You know, so like those are like characters that we still gotta look out for. Okay. Now let's talk about like unofficial Avengers, like people that have been in Avengers movies, but they're not technically Avengers. First of all, let's talk about Spider-Man. After the events of No Way Home, and even Kevin Feige has been saying that he's going to focus on Spider-Man being more of a street level hero and not a cosmic hero, not a big epic hero like he has been. I don't know how much of a sure thing that Spider-Man is as an Avenger. I don't know if he will be an Avenger, because like you got the spell, nobody knows who he is, and like I said, like Kevin Feige says he wants to focus on Spider-Man doing more street level stuff. You know, even at the end of No Way Home, we see him like being more of the quote unquote friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You know, like we're gonna focus on him like fighting people in New York, and not him going to space and fighting aliens and all this stuff. But with them doing Secret Wars, we will need Spider-Man. We will need Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is a very, very important component in that story. That's where he gets the symbiote suit. You know, the symbiote is lurking around in the MCU now. Tom Hardy was in Spider-Man No Way Home, so like, and then like he got transported back to his Venom world, and the symbiote did not go with him. I don't think, like, the symbiote did not go with him, so the symbiote is still lurking around in the MCU. We're gonna see where that goes. So maybe that'll play into Secret Wars. I don't know. Like, I think we need a couple more Spider-Man movies to see where Peter Parker fits in this equation. Another person I feel strongly about being an Avenger is Black Panther. I am still in favor of recasting T'Challa, but the trailer for Wakanda Forever is really bringing my hopes down for that, like, more and more. I feel like they made their decision, and we're just gonna have to deal with it at this point. But whomever is the Black Panther, I feel like they will most likely be an Avenger as well, because in the comics, Black Panther has always been a staple of the Avengers. No matter who was on that team, he was always there in some capacity. So I feel like Black Panther will be an Avenger moving forward. I don't know, maybe they recast T'Challa and he becomes an Avenger. Even if it's Shuri, she becomes an Avenger. Like, I feel like whoever in that Black Panther costume will be an Avenger moving forward. Then we have Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, who just, like, I just feel like he's just on his own island. You know, like, he's just on his own island by himself, and that's why I don't think he will be an Avenger. He just wants to be left alone at this point. I I don't think he wants to be involved in this anymore. He just wants to be left alone. He still got like Bucky Barnes still has some demons to work out. Also, the actor Sebastian Stan, I feel like he probably wants to take a break from the MCU. I don't think he hates the MCU, but I feel like he wants to take a break from it. He's doing more things. Like he just got finished doing that Pam and Tommy miniseries on Hulu. He's probably got some other things going on. He was a standout in I, Tonya. You know, if you remember that movie, I, Tonya, he was a standout in that movie. So like I see a lot of other potential in Sebastian Stan to do other work in movies outside of the MCU. So maybe he wants to focus on that for a bit. If they call him back to be Winter Soldier, I'm pretty sure he'll be there, though. If they call him back to be Winter Soldier, like he'll be there, because like he owes his career to the MCU pretty much. Nobody knew who he was before he played Bucky, so so like I feel like he owes his career to the MCU. But at this point, I really think they're gonna take a break from Bucky, especially with Steve not being here. They're really gonna take a break from him. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Let's talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp. Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne. They will be getting a huge boost. They will be getting a huge boost with this Quantumania movie. Which will be the first time we see Kang the Conqueror. So with that, I think that both Scott and Hope are shoo-in to be Avengers. I think they will be in. I think it's time. I think it's time to finally put them on the team. In the comics, Ant-Man and Wasp are founding members of the Avengers. They're different. It's Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, not Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne. In the comics, but the characters Ant-Man and the Wasp are founding members of the Avengers. So I think it's finally time to put them on the team. Let's put Ant-Man and Wasp on the team. They had an encounter with Kang. They're going to have an encounter with Kang in this next movie. So it only makes sense for them to be involved in the fight. This one right here is more of a personal request. I don't know if they're gonna do it. It's a long shot if they do this one. But what about Valkyrie as an Avenger? I've always wanted her as an Avenger. I've always wanted her as an Avenger. I think she would be a perfect replacement for Thor. And I just like looking at Tessa Thompson, honestly. I love looking at Tessa Thompson. I think she's a strikingly beautiful woman. The more Tessa Thompson I get to see on screen, the better. The more Tessa Thompson I get to see on screen, the better. So personally, I want her on the team. I want Valkyrie on the team. Excuse me there. Let's talk about Doctor Strange. I feel like Doctor Strange will be on the team, but not on the team. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I see Doctor Strange as more moving forward in the MCU. I see Doctor Strange as more of a person that the Avengers will seek counsel from, more than an actual member of the team. Like, he will still be involved in the MCU. He may still be involved in Avengers movies, in these two Avengers movies, but I don't see him being a member of the Avengers, like a flat out member of the Avengers. I don't see him doing that. Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. Let's talk about it. Carol Danvers is a sure bet as an Avengers member. They've been trying their best at Marvel to make her a central character in the MCU. I know that they're really betting on the Marvels to do that. They want that movie to do a good job. I wouldn't be surprised if she was the new leader of the Avengers, like, or something. They do something where her and Sam co-lead the Avengers. You know, they can also do that. Like, we're like, because that was kind of what they were doing in the last two Avengers. Because it kind of felt like Steve Rogers and Natasha Romanoff were like co-leaders of the Avengers. You know, there wasn't like a real set leader of the Avengers after the original team left. So I feel like they probably gonna do the co-lead thing again, because that's what they were doing when at the end of Age of Ultron, because it looked like Steve and Natasha were just co-leading. It wasn't, because like in the first two Avengers movies, Steve Rogers is the leader. Like he's a flat out leader. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I kind of felt like he took on Natasha as a co-leader. You know, like whenever he's not around, she's the de facto leader. They could do something like that with Sam and Carol, where like when Sam's not around, Carol's the de facto leader. When Carol's not around, he's the leader. You know, like something like that. They could do something like that. But either way, she's in. She's a sure bet. Like I said, like they're hoping that this Marvel's movie does like gangbusters. They're hoping that this movie does well. I guarantee you they're crossing their fingers, crossing their eyes, you know, and dotting their T's that this movie is going to be the thing that makes Captain Marvel popular. Now let's talk about characters, like new characters that could be added to the team, like characters that were just introduced in Phase 4. First off, I don't see Moon Knight as an Avenger. I don't see him as an Avenger. I don't see the Avengers wanting him on the team, and I don't see Oscar Isaac committing to something like that. I just don't see it. He already said like he doesn't want to be tied down to a franchise anymore. After Star Wars, like he's tired of franchises. He doesn't want to get tied down. He did Moon Knight. I think he has a special contract where like he could come in and play Moon Knight whenever he wants to. But I really don't see him committing to the Avengers. I don't see him committing to that. I see Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. I see her joining the Young Avengers more than anything. So she's off the list. Same goes for Kate Bishop. I forgot to mention Black Widow's sister. I forgot her name already. The one that Florence Pugh is playing. I forgot her name already. Yelena Belova. I don't see her joining the Avengers either. I see her joining Thunderbolts. She's going to be a Thunderbolts character. I don't see her as an Avengers. Also, another question. Do any of the Eternals join the Avengers? Because Cersei in the past has been an Avenger, and so has Star Fox. Star Fox has been an Avenger. Star Fox, played by Harry Styles, he has also been an Avenger before. So they're out there. The Eternals are out there. Most likely Cersei and Star Fox, because like I said, those two in the comics, they have been Avengers. Monica Rambeau is a possibility as an Avenger. She has been an Avenger before in the comics also, but I don't know if they want her and Carol Danvers on the same team, so she's a long shot. I feel like ShangChi will definitely be an Avenger. For Asian representation, and two, because like his director is directing these Avengers movies, so like I'm all for it. You know, I would love to see more Shang-Chi. I enjoy Shang-Chi as a character in his first movie. I enjoyed that character. I would love to see more of Shang-Chi. Black Knight, also a possibility, who was played by Kit Harington. Like I said, like he's a possibility. Another staple member in the comics of the Avengers, so like I see him on the team. I see She-Hulk on the team. Like she fits perfectly. So whenever the Hulk's like away, She-Hulk is there. I've been hearing people say that they want Blade on the team, but I see him like Moon Knight. That's what I see. I see him like Moon Knight, and I know he's on the team in the comics. I know that, but I just don't see it movie-wise. Him as an Avenger, but we shall see. I don't know. They might put him in. They might put him in the Avengers. Who knows? But if I was putting this team together, if I was in the MCU, like in the Marvel Studios like meeting or whatever, like putting this team together, saying like, who do you want on this team? If I was putting this team together, it would be Captain America, like Sam Wilson's Captain America. It would be Rhodey. First I said as Iron Man, but like I said, Riri Williams is coming around, so I don't see that happening. You know, unless they fix her costume and make it and they don't make it look like Iron Man. Then I would say Rhodey as Iron Man. But for now, as War Machine, I see Captain Marvel. I see ShangChi. I see AntMan and Wasp. I see Black Panther, whomever that may be. I see She-Hulk, Black Knight, and Valkyrie. That's my personal choice. You know, that's my personal choice. That seems like a well-balanced team. Like I said, I believe that Spidey and Doctor Strange will be there, but not as team members. So, let me know what you guys think of my Avengers team. What do you guys think of my theory of who will be on the team, who may not be on the team? And what are your theories? What do you think is going to be who do you think is going to be on this Avengers team? You know, let's chop it up. Let's talk. You can leave it in the comments on my Spreaker, or you can leave it in a voicemail on Anchor. Go to the I Watched This as an Adult Anchor page, and you can leave it there, and I'll put it in my next episode. Your thoughts of what you think. So let me know. Don't forget to like the podcast. It helps out tremendously. It gets me a lot of notoriety in the Apple Podcast page. You know, it gets me up there. So go and like. Go and tell me what you think of the podcast. You know, go share the podcast. Share with your friends. Don't keep this podcast a secret. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy and keep it to yourself. Don't do that. Go follow me on TikTok. Go follow me on Facebook. Go follow me on Instagram. You know, go follow me on Twitter. Go follow the Patreon. Go follow the Patreon. Become a Patreon member. That's pretty much it. I'm done. Catch you guys later. Peace.